people who are saying, do we need to continue pushing the pixel count boundary, for example? Based on the 7D, we spoke to about 5,000 photographers out there. And the 5,000 photographers we spoke to, almost every single one of them said, we want more pixels. Now this is weird, because all the discussion forums are like, do we need more pixels? In a same size sensor, if you go from 12 to 18 million pixels, the pixels themselves have to go physically smaller, which then starts affecting noise, starts affecting low light performance, etc. We're in a situation that not only are we producing the sensors ourselves, we produce the machines that make the sensors. So we can control every aspect of production. So yes, we can cram another 6 million pixels into a sensor. Yes, we can modify the sensor itself in terms of the micro lenses, the gap between the micro lenses. So the pixels themselves don't necessarily have to be smaller. We can reduce the gaps between the pixels and add more pixels with no sacrifice in terms of noise or low light performance at all. What's really cool is they've managed to do that really well on the 7D. 7D's sort of hit the markets in the last 3-4 weeks, and first impressions all over the web. If you look at YouTube, look at everywhere, all the discussion forums, deep review, everybody's raving about the 7D in terms of quality performance. And it's a testament to the fact that we know what we're doing when it comes to sensor, that we can cram the extra pixels in with no sacrifice. And again, we've done it because people wanted it. We're getting a lot of flack because of full frame sensor that our competitors have. We have got 2 products with full frame sensor, but there's definitely a market for the smaller sensor cameras. And you've got to just think of the poor golf photographer, and I've got a very good friend, John Russo, who shoots a lot of golf. And for him to walk around 18 holes, which he normally does sort of 3 times, because he follows one 4-ball, then jumps back and follows another one, jumps back and follows another one. He can walk in a good day around 15 odd kilometers, carrying a 600mm f4. Now having a smaller sensor means he can carry around a 400mm. And because the smaller sensor is giving him that longer focal length, it's a lot lighter, a lot easier. And that's a consideration. Now even if he doesn't have a 400mm, he can use a 300mm. Having 16 or 18 million pixels on a smaller sensor, that even if his lens isn't long enough, he's got enough pixels to crop into the image and still produce a 10, 12 million pixel image that's acceptable for press, for publication, etc. And these are the considerations that the pros that we spoke to actually wanted. So the people who are actually saying you don't need more pixels are actually in a minority. And it's worthwhile considering that pixel count increase was necessitated by the photographer demand, the people that we spoke to. And again, there are going to be naysayers, there are going to be doom and gloom merchants out there who say, oh, you don't need this and you shouldn't have that and we like this. You can't please everybody all the time. We just have to do our best as best we could. And what we've done in this situation is produce 2 new SLRs in the last 3-4 weeks that are achieving performance that's unprecedented. If you look at high ISO performance, the standard settings on the 7D from 100 to 6400 ISO, from D Mark IV from 100 to 12,800 as a standard setting. Before you even go into the advanced, I mean, going up to 102,000 ASA is quite literally insane. I mean, the quality is almost ludicrous. But the fact remains is you're taking a photograph in near darkness. And testament to the fact that people want it is, do yourself a favor, go look at a People magazine, go look at a Heat magazine. Look at the absolute vile quality that's making it to publication. It's less about the quality of the image, it's about the shot itself. And that somebody can make $1 million just by having that right shot of Angelina Jolie kissing somebody who's not Brad Pitt, taken at 4 o'clock in the morning, that you couldn't get if you didn't have 25,000, 50,000, 100,000 ISO. People don't care about the quality, they care about the subject matter. And you can walk away with a fat paycheck with what is essentially a photograph that would never get any awards on any competition anywhere else, would be rated by any photographer anywhere in the world as crud, yet $1 million paycheck. And paparazzi is also driving to a certain degree the technology behind our big babies. And they, again, in a lot of situations, the more pixels means smaller lens, a little bit less intrusive, a little bit less obvious that you've got a camera. More pixels means you can crop in quite nicely. I also want to talk about the 2 new compacts, the S90 and the G11. We announced them on the 19th of August, and quite a radical departure from Canon in terms of always pushing the pixel boundary. If you look at G9 to G10, went from 12 to 14 million pixels. From G10, from 14 down to 10 million pixels. The average guy on the street is like, I'm paying the same amount of money getting 5 million pixels less. Why? Get the message across the end user that sometimes you do want less pixels, especially if the performance is better. And when you look at the compact cameras, the physical size of the cameras is pretty tiny. The sensor itself is really, really, really small. Cramming more pixels means low light performance takes a knock. And yes, we have the beautiful digit processors which eliminate noise at all sorts of different levels. There's a limit to what they can actually do. So in the G11 in particular, we took a step backwards. And the step backwards we did is, let's go down in the pixel count, but improve low light performance and improve on the overall noise performance on the camera. And they've done it really, really well on not only the G11 but also on the S90. Giving a camera that pro photographers can feel quite comfortable with. You've got all your shutter speeds, ISO ratings, etc. But really, really good quality under ridiculously low light conditions. And we're also finding that your average end user, the average guy on the street, takes more pictures after hours or in bad lighting conditions than they actually do in good lighting conditions. The odds of me working 8 to 5 on a weekday and I want to take pictures of the kids, it's at night. It's from 6 to 8 o'clock at night. I want better low light performance, I want more powerful flash, etc. Yes, I know how to tweak and handle a camera. The average guy on the street doesn't know that. And the pictures he takes on the weekend, 90% of the time he's shopping, he's running around, and when the lighting is good, he's not actually taking the photographs that he should be doing. So he's got a point and shoot camera that he's using under low light conditions, which is maybe not necessarily what the camera was designed for. So in the compact area, especially with the small sensors, we're working hard on improving low light performance with the likes of image stabilizer. All of them have got improved noise processing, all of them have got improved high ISO performance. And it's really good that Canon is thinking more about where people actually take photographs and where we think they should be taking photographs.